शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्मसंसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे। Om Namo Venkateshaya. Pranams to everybody. Yesterday we saw up to Kundaha. Let's move on to the next nama. Parjanyah. Sarvan kaman abhi varshati iti parjanya. That means one is able to, shower to on his devotees the anugraha for fulfilling all their desires. And therefore he is called as Parjanyah. Parjanyah param janmam. Param janyam yasmat. That means one who is able to create all the good things from his own self, and therefore he is called as Parjanyah. Other meaning is Swatvatva Jnapena Tritapa Apaha. That Parjanya. That means one is able to, by giving his form as well as his grace, one is able to remove all the tapatrayas. Tapatrayas, this the three tapas of the various individuals. We have that, and therefore is able to remove that, and therefore is called as Parjanya. Other meaning of Parjanya also cloud. Cloud is also called as Parjanya. And Bhagavan is the cloud. Bhagavan is like the cloud because the cloud showers rains on all his devotees. And therefore Bhagavan is able, like the rain god, Bhagavan is showering his grace on all his devotees, and therefore is called as Parjanya. Pavanaha. Smriti matrena punati pavanaha. That means by just thinking about Bhagavan, SS prana matrena janma samsara bandhanat. That's what we saw. Vimuchyate namastasmai Vishnave Prabhu. So by just thinking about him itself, he is able to purify all the devotee's mind, and therefore he is called as Pavanaha. Tata pavata iti Pavanaha. Pavirgatyartha. That means the other meaning is, like the air, Bhagavan can go to anybody on his own without any restrictions or any obstacles or hurdles, and therefore he is called as Pavanaha. Panti iti paha rajanaha tesham avanam yasmaditi pavana. That means one who is able to protect. Panti means, that is paha means the pa refers to the kings. One who is able to avanam, that means one who is able to provide protection to those kind of kings, and therefore is called as Pavanaha, providing protection to the kings, and therefore is called as Pavanaha. Anilaha. Ilati preranam karoti iti ilaha. That means one who is, this tadrahitotvat anil. That means one who doesn't have anybody who can control over him, because Bhagavan himself says in Gita, Matta parataram nanyati kinchid astitananche ahameva param tattvam. That means he is the ultimate God, and there is nobody else beyond him to exercise control over him or giving orders to him, and therefore he is called as Anilaha. Anila also refers to the air. Air cannot be anchored. So like that, Bhagavan cannot be anchored, and therefore he is called as Anilaha. Anilo ano mukhya prano yesham asti iti aninavo vayu bhaktaha tan lati granhati iti tada. That means one is able to take Vayu as one of his bhakta, and therefore is called as Anilaha. That's the other meaning of that. So let's move on to the next nama. Amritashaha. Swarupam amritam ashnati iti amritashaha. That means one who is able to enjoy the bliss within himself, and therefore is called as Amritashaha. One is enjoying that. Amritanam muktanam asha icha yasmin vishaya iti amritashaha. That means one who is being other meaning of Amrita is all this, this is muktas. That means who are all liberated people, and is being liked by, or is being wanted by all this the people who are who are liberated, and therefore is called as Amritashaha. We saw that Muktanam Paramagati. That means he is the ultimate goal of all these people. That means people, even the liberated people want him only, and therefore he is called as Amritashaha. Amrita Vapuhu. Mritam maranam tad rahitam vapuhu asiti amrita vapuhu. That means one who doesn't have a form or the rupa which can be destroyed. All our forms can be, because it's made up of panchabhutas. Bhagavan's sarira is not made up of these panchabhutas, and therefore it doesn't undergo any decay or decline, and therefore he is called as amrita vapuhu. Other meaning is rupamayam amritam asya iti amrita vapuhu. That means his body is also so beautiful and so enjoyable, like the amrita, so sweet, and therefore he is called as Amrita Vapuhu. Amritartham Vapuhu Narayani Rupam Ajita Namaka Rupam Dhanvantri Rupam Va Asyasa Amrita Vapuhu. For the sake of giving this Amritam to to the Devatas, he has taken different forms like Ajita and then Dhanvantri, and then finally distributed this through the Mohini avatar also. Bhagavan took different avatars and then finally distributed this this what you call this nectar to the devatas, and therefore he is called as Amrita Vapuhu, taking different forms for the sake of protecting this Amrita and finally giving the nectar and finally giving it to the devatas. Sarvajnah, Sarvam Janati iti Sarvajnah, one who knows everything, and therefore he is called as Sarvajnah. Sarvajnah, Sarva Vishayaka Jnatatvat, he knows all subjects, and therefore he is called as Sarvajnah. Sarvato Mukha, Sarvato Akshi Shiro Mukham iti Bhagavad Vachanat Sarvato Mukha. See, Bhagavan said in Bhagavad Gita, he has got his eyes, and then he has got his heads, and he has got his faces everywhere, in all directions. Sarvato Mukha, and therefore he is called as Sarvato Mukha. So he has got in all directions, and he is present everywhere. That's why he is called as Vishnu. Vishnu means Sarva Vyapi, he is present everywhere, and therefore he is called as Sarvato Mukha. So let's move on to the next sloka. Sulabha Suvrta Siddha Shatrujit Chatrutapanah Nyagro Dodumbaro Svattas Chanu Randra Nishudanaha. The namas are Sulabha, Suvrataha, Siddha, Shatrujit Shatrutapanah Nyagro Dodumbaraha Ashvattaha Chanu Randra Nishudanaha. Sulabha Patra Pushpadibihi Bhaktihibi Matra Samarpitaihi Sukena Labhyate iti Sulabha. That means by all that Bhagavan is looking for is only the pure heart and the love. Once you have the pure heart and the love, is very easy to be approached. He himself comes on his own to his own devotees who have got this pure heart and love. For example, as I told you earlier, when Bhagavan went to this Hastinapura as an emissary of this Yudhishthira. So when everybody invites him to come to their home, Bhagavan on his own went to the Yudhishthira, this Vidura's house. Vidura never even invited him to his house, but then he goes on his own because he has got the pure heart. So it's easy for us to reach Bhagavan as long as we have a pure heart and love for Bhagavan. That's what it says. Sulabha. Of course, we saw Durlabha also. Durlabha means if you want to understand Bhagavan or try to reach him on his own effort, it will be Durlabha. But as long as you have love and affection for him and surrender to him, then he's the easiest person to be achieved on earth. That's what it is called as Sulabha. Sureshu Bhati iti Sulabha. One means one who is able to shine in the Devatas also, and therefore is called as Sulabha. Susukam Labhata iti Sulabha. That means one is one can be approached easily out of love, and therefore is called as Sulabha. Anargopi mulya bhasena swakartum sakyah Sulabha. That means he is not looking for very valuable things to be offered to him. All he wants is very simple things, like patram pushpam panam. Simple things. If you offer it with love, then he is the easiest person to be obtained, and therefore is called as Sulabha. Suvrataha Shobhanam Vrata iti bhunkte Bhojananiti Vartaha sa Suvrataha. That means one who has got the very auspicious or very beautiful food, and therefore is called as Suvrata. That's one meaning of that. That's for example when he went to when this, as I told you earlier, he had this food offered by this Gopas. When they were offering, instead of offering to the Indra, they wanted to offer it to that Govardhanagiri, and Bhagavan consumed all those things, and therefore he has got this beautiful food along with which was offered to him, and therefore he is called as Suvrataha. Other meaning is Shobhanam Vratam Yad Vishaya iti Suvrata. That means one has got a beautiful, got the very auspicious vow. What is the vow that Bhagavan has got? Say Ramachandramurti explains in Srimad Ramayanam. He says when this Vibhishana comes to surrender to him, Bhagavan says Sakurdeva Prapannaya Tavasmiti Chiyachate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo Dadametat Vratam. That means when somebody surrenders to him once, all he says is once is enough, once, and then says that I am yours. Thereafter, Bhagavan takes care of him, completely protects him from all living beings. That's what is Sarva Bhutebhya Dadami. That's what my vow is. That's what Bhagavan says. Sri Ramachandramurti. Similarly, when Krishna says, Tasmat Macharanam Goshtam Mannatam Mat Parigraham Gopaya Swatma Yogena Soyam Me Vrita Haita. That's what when this Gopa surrendered to him, saying that when the Indra was raining hailstone for almost about started raining, they all surrendered to him, and Krishna Paramatma said, these people have got a pure heart, they have surrendered to me. Now it is my vow to protect all of them, and therefore he lifted the Govardhanagiri and protected all of them. Suvrataha. I think we'll stop with this sloka. Asla Nama. Om Namo Venkatesaya.